afternoon. Keep clapping. Okay, your student host is none other than Gabrielle Brazil and her co-host, ARIB Fox 26 News anchor, my friend, Mr. Jonathan Martin.
Good morning. Good morning, Seal. How you all doing? Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, DJ Superstar. We appreciate you always, all that you do in the community. And come on up here, we'll get you. It's kind of tight up here, but we'll get you up here. And thank you so much for the theme music. That was also pretty cool. We're going to make things pretty fun today because every time we introduce someone, we are going to have a bit of a musical introduction for each of our presenters. So this will give you a little bit of idea or a little insight into them and let you know what the person's all about. So listen out and see if you agree with the musical selections for our speakers and our presenters today. I also want to thank Yates and the Defender for inviting me to co-host. I'm always honored whenever I get asked to do anything in the community, especially when it's anything involving young students and media. So I always appreciate that. So Gabrielle, how are you enjoying this celebration so far?
It's actually going great, and we learned how the Federal Reserve Bank system works, and you're actually giving us a few pointers on recording video selfies.
Yeah, the selfie challenge was a whole lot of fun. It was really cool to do that. I saw some of you all getting in your lighting. Originally, I think the idea was to do this individually, but I saw some of the some of you all getting together in groups, doing some creative things. So again, you can @Defender Network, tag it on Twitter or on Instagram, Facebook, or I met a young lady who said, I don't have social media, so what do I do? So you also can email it, and I'll give you that email if you want to, and they'll be giving out the prizes. I believe it's $100 first prize, $40 for the second, and then $20, and they'll be selecting those winners on May 1st, and you'll also get featured in the Defender Network. So that's a pretty cool opportunity for you all. Okay, so in addition to having a lot of fun today, we are, of course, here to support, to recognize, and to celebrate your hard work and your determination to be the next generation of broadcast journalists, filmmakers, photographers, graphic designers, and of course, also print specialists. And we are also here to, of course, celebrate the legacy of the Yates School of Communications Magnet program. So happy 40th anniversary, all you Lions. Congratulations.
Established in 1978 and is the oldest media continuing education and magnet program in HISD.
That's right, and you know today's program is possible, of course, due to the generosity of many organizations and individuals who are going to be recognized throughout the presentation, and I believe we'll be scrolling some of the sponsors up here. We're not going to name them all, but you will see them up here in the program and as well on the screen behind us. In fact, we'd like to welcome one of those very special people to the stage, DJ Superstar and guests. Please welcome Defender CEO and publisher, Sonny Messiah Giles.
Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition enough. Justice for all, justice specific enough.
So my message is more about justice and more about communicating. First, I want to say, you all look good today. I'm impressed, okay? I want to say, give a round of applause for this. We're coming close to the end of the school year, and I know you all are going to be happy when it's all over to take a break. Can I hear amen? I want to say thank you for the opportunity of the Defender to serve you. I've worked with YSOC for almost for the full 40 years, believe it or not, off and on. The last 3 years has been a breeze, though. The one thing that I want, as there's some of you that are going to be headed to higher ground because you've graduated. And there are others of you who are going to be here that are going to be going to a new school with a new building, new equipment, and a whole lot of new opportunities. But one of the things I want you to understand is that because you have chosen this field of communication, you are powerful. Do you understand that? You actually are powerful. The power is in your ability to create, mold, and reflect the images, ideas, and opinions that will shape what people think, what people feel, and what people see, whether it's through the news, photography, film, broadcast, printing, or even music. You are our future communicators. And please take this role very seriously because it is a responsibility. And I want you to repeat after me. I got the power. Now, you sound weak. You don't sound like you got jack. I got the power. I got the power. I got the power. I got the power. Okay, with that, there was supposed to be. Oh, okay. No, it wasn't a video. It was just a song. Okay. That was supposed to be a cue to her. You can play a little bit more, okay? Because it was supposed to follow up when I got the power. We got a few cue issues here. How are you liking the program so far? Okay, good shot. With that, we're going to turn it back over to our host and go to the next person who is a very important person who has given us the opportunity to have this event here. And I'm going to leave it to our host to do the formal introduction. Thank you.
From the SOC program, it truly means a lot for you to be a continuous supporter.
All right, we are going to move our program right along.
Our next big thank you goes to Mr. Donald Bowers for hosting us at the Federal Reserve Bank today. Mr. Bowers is Vice President of the Houston branch of the Federal Reserve Bank branch in Dallas.
Mr. Bowers up today.
Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us in New York City. Are you ready for a cabinet meeting, huh? The issue on the table, Secretary Hamilton's plan to assume state debt and establish a national bank. Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
I should have used that brown sugar.
All right, good to see a few people bouncing to the music. How many people are familiar with that song? Raise your hand if you've heard that song. Ah, well, so we're going to go somewhere else. How many people are familiar with this? Yeah. So this is a $10 bill, right? And on the $10 bill is a man by the name of Alexander Hamilton. All right, and so that song actually comes from the soundtrack of a Broadway production on Alexander Hamilton's life. And it's actually being performed right here in Houston until May the 20th. So if you're able to convince your parents to give you your Christmas money early, you might be able to get a lot of Christmas money. But the reason why I chose the song is because it actually tells a story. It's about the debate amongst our nation's leaders on the formation of the first central bank of the United States, which later became the Federal Reserve Bank, where you are today. And Alexander Hamilton wasn't really a rapper, but he was a master communicator, writer, and orator. And those were skills that were very important to him in 1791 when he advocated for creating a Federal Reserve Bank. And it's even more important today. I have the privilege of leading a group of communications professionals here in Dallas and in Houston, and we're actively involved on a daily basis trying to help people, engage them, inform them on issues that are related to why our economy is important and how we keep it healthy. To say it more directly, we partner with communities and businesses, we listen to concerns about economic challenges, we promote jobs and stable prices, we keep your money safe, right? You gotta keep your money safe. And we serve the people. And as Ms. Giles noted in her comments, when you become a communicator, you have the power. You have the power to make change. You have the power to bring light to issues that maybe others have neglected. But more importantly, you have the power to determine yourself and where you go. And so as you're here today at the Federal Reserve, we hope that you connect to the story that we're trying to tell. On your way out of the building today, if you didn't get a chance on the way in, on the first level of the bank, you get a chance to see our visitor center. Not only do we have more currency like this, these you can't take away. We have shredded currency souvenirs, though, that you can take away, and they're going to be available down in the visitor center when you leave the bank. And so with that, we're privileged to be able to be a part of the program and the 40th anniversary, and we're just glad that you guys are here today and celebrating. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bowers. We appreciate you. I agree with Gabrielle that we are grateful for your generosity, for having us here today, and your hospitality. It's been a great afternoon and a great morning, I should say, so far. And last but certainly not least, we'd like to welcome to the podium Ms. Shanita Baldwin, the assistant to Jack Yates High School principal, Dr. Kenneth Davis. And Dr. Davis, I understand, could not be here this morning because he is with many of the seniors on a senior trip. So let's welcome Shanita this morning.
Good morning. We believe in you. This is from Dr. Davis and from myself, Ms. Shanita Bauer. We believe in you, so you must believe in yourself. In the absence of Dr. Davis, I stand here before you to read his speech. My apologies for not being able to attend this amazing event, although I wish I could be here to celebrate the accomplishments and successes from the past year. First, I'd like to thank my school communication SOC team, Mr. Irvin, the magnet coordinator, Ms. Brown, Mr. Morgan, Mr. Carrington, and Mr. Dorgan. And of course, we cannot forget Ms. Baines, the assistant, who continues to support our students and teachers. SOC continues to be a growing program for our students at Jack Yates. The opportunities that SOC provides for our students open their minds so the world of employment and careers can be transcended through you. The multiple forms of media as well as the industry. Many talented students have come to JY and have progressed into the fields of video, music, and photography, technology, and continue working through college and their careers. This would be not possible if it was not for the amazing group of teachers that you all have here at JY. Thank you for your amazing support, Lions. Without you, we are nothing. In closing, I am honored to be the principal of JY High, and I look forward to the growth and development of our Lions as we increase and build a stronger SOC program. Thank you, and God bless. At this time, I would like to introduce the cadets of the JY ROTC under the direction of Sergeant Major Ronnie Evans. We will now have the posting of the colors. Please stand.
You feel like the pledge? I'm gonna sit down.
Switch to wide shot.
Yeah.
Right turn, right.
All right, I want to thank our JRO. Thank you so much. All right, next up on our program is something I think you all have been waiting for, and that is our lunch. But before we get to serving our lunch, we want to invite Pastor Rudy Ramses of St. John's United Methodist Church to join us up for a invocation, followed by, and followed our prayer, we will have lunch and our speaker, a very special speaker here today. So we want to welcome Pastor up here first.
It's good to be with you today. I want to thank Mr. Irvin and Ms. Giles for the invitation to pray. It's always good to be in the room with communicators. Mr. Bowers for the access to the phenomenal space here, and see Mabel over there for really accessing the community to the power of an incredible station. 36 years ago, I met a little girl who committed her life to communicating. I watched her work hard, practice, and ultimately sing the song we just heard, the national anthem. She sang that song, and when she was growing up, she sang in my church choir. Her name is Beyonce, and along the way, she has become probably one of the most recognized artists in the world. I remember being in Sierra Leone, Africa, a couple of years ago, and probably 200 miles from the nearest city, in the middle of the bush, in the middle of nowhere. I walked into a mud house, and in that mud house was a poster of Beyonce. Thousands of miles from Houston, Texas, thousands of miles from the place where I've known her to do a lot of good work. I said that to say she's a communicator, and so are you. When we think about communicating, before I pray, I just want to tell you, communicators are the people who shape and define opinions. Whoever tells your story ultimately defines what the rest of the world thinks about you. The fact that you're being trained and trained as storytellers mean that you are going to shape the opinion of the world about the people you will be talking about. Lastly, Chimamanda Adichie, she's a Nigerian novelist, just a phenomenal writer. She said, "Power is the ability not just to tell the story of another person, but to make that story the definitive opinion of that person." You have that power. As you move into the rest of your life, know that the stories you tell will ultimately shape communities and even fortunes. That's what I've learned. Let's pray. Lord, make us instruments of your peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. Grant that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console. To be understood as to understand. To be loved as to love. For it's in giving that we receive, it's in pardoning that we are pardoned. And it's in dying that we are born to an expanded sense of self. in community. Amen.
Take your spoon out of the glasses. Yeah. Once you get your tea right, get the spoon out, rest it. We eat from the outside and the inside. It's gonna be your salad. Then the next is gonna be
It
your
is my
meal.
honor to welcome
The fork
Mr.
at the top
Irving,
is
our
gonna be
youth
your
school
dessert.
communications coordinator,
Switch.
to the podium.
Switch.
Mr. Irving will introduce
Switch.
our special
Go
presenter
around.
today.
Everybody begin stuff like that. Right now, we're gonna get that. Music is just the voice of my right over there. Just to zoom in on you have to put in the camera to zoom in. One of these cameras. Because you almost did my ass last time. I figured it out.
All right, so I'd like to introduce to you all actually a personal friend of mine. I've known him since, wow, a long time, 1999. As I was leaving Fox Channel 26, he was coming in. So he was my boss for like maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks at the time. But we forged a friendship. I brought him onto my advisory board for another school. And so he even got me into scuba diving. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten certified. So let me give you a little bit of his information, his background. And when you get to darts level, you have a video introduction. So let's roll the video.
You at wide shot right now? Are you at wide shot? Are you on wide shot right now? Switch to wide shot. Switch to wide shot. You're on wide shot? You see everybody. Is everybody in the camera? I'm on this wide shot. He's on this camera. He's on this camera. You good?
All right, clap, y'all. So my editors out there, some point you guys want to get to that level where you can edit. So, D'Artagnan Baybell is Vice President and General Manager of KRIV Fox 26. He's been in broadcasting for over 30 years, serving in a variety of sales and sales management positions. He's a proud graduate of Howard University in Washington, D.C., where he received a Bachelor of Arts, cum laude in broadcast management. He went on to attend Columbia University Graduate School of Business in his hometown of New York City, where he received a Master's of Business Administration, magna cum laude in marketing. D'Artagnan believes in giving back to the community and is involved with a number of nonprofit organizations. D'Artagnan has been a competitive tennis player who was formerly a USTA Texas State ranked player. He is an SSI certified master diver and assistant scuba instructor. And he believes his purpose in life is to improve the lives of those in the community within which he lives and works. With that, please help me welcome Mr. D'Artagnan I got the props going. How you doing, Yates? Good. How you doing, Yates? Good. All right, that's much better. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, undeservedly so. Got a lot of people we need to thank, so I'll just go ahead and thank everybody involved with the event. Thank you for inviting me to be your keynote speaker this afternoon. As Ted alluded to, I've been at Yates many times over the years, and I'm wonderful and very proud to see the progress that you guys have made, particularly the keynote speaker at Yates. I gotta say this, I was wondering, maybe mixed reviews, but Mr. Bowers, Donald and I've known him for a number of years as well, and I put on social media last night something about, I was going to be speaking at the Federal Reserve Bank today, and I said hopefully, they'll be giving out some free samples. A famous gangster back in the day was asked, why do you rob banks? And his response was, because that's where the money is. It's like my mom used to say, that offer is like giving Eskimos ice in the wintertime. So, I'm at the Federal Reserve Bank. I'm not looking for delinked and shredded money. I'm looking for real thing. So I hope all of you are too. So with that said, I'm going to kind of cater my remarks to a theme called, what's your brand? What's your brand? And what in fact does your brand stand for? And hopefully give you a few tips in terms of how you can build upon and into a strong brand yourselves. I like to tell stories, so I'm not going to preach to you, but I'm going to hopefully, tell some stories that you'll take away. So, first let me start off with the core business of branding. Branding 101, for those of you who've gone on to college, the early on courses typically take 101. So there's 4 things with regard to marketing and a brand that are very crucial. One is the product, which you all are. You're a product. The other is price. How much do you cost? Are you inexpensive or are you expensive? Promotion, that is, how is the product advertised and what does that mean to the brand? And there's also something called place, which is where is it available? Are you available at Saks Fifth Avenue? Or are you available at the Dollar General store? All of those things go into building a brand and what it means, and the willingness of people to pay or not pay the price that you may be asking. So at this point, to kind of give you a little bit of an example and try something different, I know I'm pressed for time. I had my water volunteers, my water bottle volunteers. Okay, I'm thirsty right now, and I like to drink water. Right? Water is water, isn't it? I got 4 different bottles of water up here, as you can see. Shapes, colors, different labels, whatever. Go ahead and take your assigned bottles, whichever one you had. Go ahead and stand over there for a second. Good, thank you, appreciate that. So like I said, I'm thirsty. And if you walk into any grocery store in America, literally they have an entire aisle filled with water. Well, which one do you pick? And why? Okay, well, we're going to talk about that a little bit more, too. Right? I'm glad you recognize it. That's called brand recognition. Right? Okay, so my water volunteers here, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to ask you in a minute or less to give us a bunch of reasons why your bottled water is the best bottled water of all the others up there. Go. What's your brand? Ozarka.
Get to your location, then cut.
Can everybody hear him? You need a microphone? Just hot. Just hot. Hot.
The best brand every guy brand spring water naturally unique for the
crisp, refreshing taste. Feel naturally beneath the earth. That's impressive. Next, what's your brand?
My brand is San Pellegrino.
San Pellegrino. Sounds expensive. Why is your bottle of water the best?
It is an icon of Italian style and one of the world's most re-owned sparkling natural mineral waters. It's served in the world's most finest restaurants.
Served where?
In the world's most finest restaurants.
Served in the world's most finest restaurants. Now the first brother over here, where was your water from again? I forget. Woods, I think it's Piney Woods, isn't it? Wood County, Texas. And where's your water from? Italy. Okay. All right. Who's next on the water list? Somebody said Fiji. There's your water, right?
My brand is Fiji.
Fiji.
It comes in a square bottle.
Comes in a square bottle.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, it's natural artesian water.
Natural artesian water.
Don't know what artesian means, but I know it means something good. It's the smarter choice because
the smart choice.
It has more electrolytes than all the other water.
You had a watch? Please wear a watch.
It filters through volcanic rock.
Filters through rock.
It's a signature soft and smooth mouth.
Soft and smooth. Is that what you get when you drink Fiji? Young lady, Fiji fan. Is that what you just smooth and silky? Smooth and silky. Smooth and silky Fiji. Where's Mount Fiji? Japan. Somewhere. Called Mount Fiji. Sounds exotic.
My water is Dasani.
Dasani.
It is purified, fresh taste, minerals added for fresh taste. My water is the best water because even the bottle is from the earth. So everything in here is from the earth. It's safe for you and it's safe for the earth. Also, it's not Fiji, it's not sparkling water, but it's the most water you'll drink at a concert or at a baseball game, football game. This is the water that you'll drink most of the time. You're not gonna drink no sparkling water.
What's that negative seller competition now?
You're gonna drink Dasani because Dasani is the best. And it's fresh, with added minerals for taste.
Fresh, added minerals for taste. Does anybody know what purified water means? What does that mean? Huh? What? Wait, look, okay, I'm teasing you, but Dasani is tap water. Dasani is filtered tap water. You know what city has the best tap water in the country? My hometown, New York City. Dasani's tap water. Ozarka's from a spring in Texas. San Pellegrino is from a spring in Italy, right? And Fiji, although it doesn't sparkle, is from some mountaintop in Fiji, right? Okay, so what if I told you that Fiji water costs $5 a bottle? Ozarka costs $2.50 a bottle. And although Dasani water is available at every single stadium in the country, it costs $1.50 a bottle. And San Pellegrino costs $6.50. What's the difference? Paying for the name. The price makes a difference, right? Well, I'm thirsty, so which one am I going to buy? Somebody said the cheapest one.
It's all the same.
Somebody said the designer water, right? Well, you know what? Honestly, I want to thank you for you to say thank you. Go ahead and take your seat. Thank you. I appreciate that. I actually love Fiji water. I'm going to pay the $5 for the Fiji water. Sure, you keep it. You like Fiji, right? I'm going to keep it. She likes Fiji. Thank you. The point being is that, you know what? It's all water. It's all water. Okay, different colored bottles, comes from different places. Yes, maybe one may be more smooth taste than the other. But the fact of the matter is they've done a good job at branding their water. So I'm motivated to pay $5 a bottle for that Fiji versus $1 for the filtered water from New York City, which is Dasani. Let me ask you a question to kind of drive the point home. Does anybody have a watch on? Who's got a watch on? What time you got? Me too. What kind of watch you got? What's the Alpha watch? Oh, Apple Watch. Ooh, that's a little beyond my price range. Anybody got a Timex? Don't admit that. Anybody got a Timex watch? No. Good. Anybody got a Timex? They would tell you the same time, right? 11:53, right? Why does a Timex watch cost $50? Why does a Rolex watch cost $10,000? I don't get it. I don't get it. They both tell time.
It's what's in the...
Why are you willing to pay $10,000 for a watch that tells the same time a Timex watch does?
There's diamonds in it. It looks nice.
Because the brand, somebody says something about the brand.
There's diamonds in it.
They both tell time. How many of y'all driving yet? Or will be driving? Okay, do not answer this question because I don't want to embarrass y'all. Who drives a Kia? Almost, that's okay. You know why? Because it gets you from point A to point B, right? It's got 4 tires and a steering wheel, right? Who drives a Porsche? Who wants to drive a Porsche? Who wants to drive a Kia? Who wants to drive anything they can get their hands on? That's the right answer. The issue is a car, right? It's got 4 wheels and a steering wheel. Now wait a second now. It gets you from point A to point B. If I'm thirsty, any one of these bottled waters will do if I'm thirsty. If I'm in the middle of a desert, right, and the Dasani water is the one that's there, I'm drinking it, right? If you need to get from point A to point B, you know what? If the Kia is sitting there and I need to drive 50 miles, I'm gonna drive that Kia. Now, if I have a choice in vehicles, there's a Porsche and a Kia, I'm gonna take a Porsche, right? Those are all brands, and there's reasons why you make decisions about paying more, which is key operative word, because I believe y'all are interested at some point in your lives making money, right? Close your eyes for a moment, and this kind of gets a little sideways to some of the younger folk, but some of the old ladies in the room, not the age. I want you to help me out here. I'm going to assume that at some point in all of the young ladies' lives in this room, at some point, they hope to meet the young man of their dreams and get married, right? So I want you to close your eyes and kind of imagine one type of proposal, right? The man of your dreams takes you out to Chili's. And he orders some ginger ale with a cherry in it. And in the middle of the meal, he says, "Honey, I love you." And he gets down on one knee in Chili's on that dirty carpet. And he says, "Will you make me the happiest man on earth and marry me?" And he pulls out of his pocket a brown paper bag, which he hands to you. And inside that brown paper bag is a diamond engagement ring.
I guess I'm a married man.
Obviously, you're saying yes. Yes, honey, I will. Okay, you know what? There ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's what the brother can afford, give him a break, right? Let me give you another example. Again, I'm gonna need some help from the older, more mature ladies in the room. Same scenario, except you ate at Chili's. You're at the Capitol Grill. In the private wine room. The waiter brings in a bottle of champagne and pours you both glasses of champagne. And then that shining knight gets down on one knee, and out of a silver platter, there is a powder blue, sort of kind of aqua green blue box with a ribbon on it. What you pointing at? What you pointing at? I'm telling the truth. The truth. All right, powder blue box. Tiffany. Anybody know what Tiffany is? Yep. Tiffany. Oh, and Co. Tiffany. All right. Which brother would you prefer, or which scenario, the Chili's or the Capitol Grill Tiffany box?
Chili's.
No.
I like the brown paper bag.
I love that. I love that. She's happy and financially stable. She'll take either one. All right. But the point being, if you had a choice, you prefer to have that engagement at Capitol Grill in the Tiffany box. That's true. That's true. Everybody's got different standards. Should have. Oh, my daughter's not giving her. She stayed at home. Okay. What I want to do is I want to move on, and I gave you some examples to kind of drive home what I want to kind of get to the nitty-gritty of, and that is that, you know, there are certain attributes and qualities about products that cause you to choose one versus another. And that includes price as well. But there's also something called a perception of value. Somebody's got an envelope out there with number 1, because this is going to begin to apply to you specifically in terms of how do you build your specific brand. Who's got envelope number 1? Me. Who's me? You may open the envelope. Drum roll. What's the word? Confidence. Confidence. One of the attributes that you all should have or be building upon is confidence. How many of y'all go in and take a test, right?
Y'all in school, right? Y'all take tests pretty much all the time, right? How many times have you walked into the classroom knowing that there's gonna be a test and you got butterflies in your stomach? You're a little nervous, maybe you sweat, maybe the heart's pounding. Why is that? Why is that?
Because you didn't study.
Because you didn't study. Because you didn't prepare, right? And you know it, right? But those that walk in, pen ready, ready to go, they have confidence, right? Part of preparing confidence is preparation, discipline, and flexibility. Who's got envelope number 2? That envelope isn't that well sealed. What do you got?
E.
How many E's?
2 E's.
Huh?
2 E's.
2 E's, that's all you got?
Yes.
You sure?
Oh, I'm lying.
Now what if there was a $1,000 bill in there and you missed it?
3 E's.
Three E's, education, exposure, and experience. Again, if you add those to your attributes, it will help you in terms of your perceived value to somebody else. What I would tell you is that in terms of getting into the broadcasting industry, that initially, you know, I had an interest in production. I wanted to be on the production side, which is kind of Ted Irving's thing, right? For the most part. But through exposure to real production that goes on in the real world, visiting stations, when I was a student, key operative word there, I realized that, you know what, I don't know if I want to be a technical director for 45 years. They make a good living, but you know what? Sit there going, go to camera 2, boom, go to camera 3, boom, fade to camera 3, boom, for 45 years, my mom returned to slush. Through another experience I had at ABC in New York, I worked on the executive level, and I looked down on the 5th floor from above where we worked. And I saw some people that were very well dressed. Oh, like Jonathan, that's a great nice suit you got on there. Jonathan, Mom, look at this guy. Fat, get Jonathan a hand. New channel, or new anchor, right? He wears what I call a skinny guy suits. I can't wear those. Not anymore. At any rate, I looked over the railing and I saw some people walk around in really nice suits. Really nice suits. And they seemed to come and go all the time. They weren't like tied to death. You know, there's some people called 9-to-5ers. Y'all know what a 9-to-5er is? Somebody goes in 9 o'clock, punches the time card, sits down at the desk, work at their desk, till the lunch horn goes off, 45-minute break for lunch, come back, work. Bingo, horn rings, 5 o'clock, time to go home. Right? It's called a desk job in some cases, okay? I realized about myself that I was not interested in working on a desk job. I like these people down there, whatever they do. Turns out they were salespeople. They made the best money in the station, notwithstanding Jonathan. All right? They were out and about all the time. They had expense accounts, right? Because they had intended clients. They go to all the sporting events all across the country with clients. Kind of a fun lifestyle. So I made a decision based on that, you know, I still like the business, but I'm not going to be a technical director or a producer. I made a decision to go on the business side. But I got that through the 3 E's, right? Brother back there, the 3 E's envelope, education, exposure, and experience. I would encourage all of you to seek out internships, volunteer, job shadows, and do what I call informational interviews. That is, if you want to be an anchor, before Jonathan gets out of here, you need to have his business card. Right? And then you're going to nag him until he allows you an appointment to come in and visit him at the station and maybe give you 5 to 10 minutes of his time talking about his path towards where he is today. Because that's what you'd like to see yourself someday. And if you talk to 15 Jonathans about how they got to where they were, you might in fact see a path towards that career. Who's got envelope number 3? Envelope number 3. Come on, we're going in order here. Get with the program. Initiative. Take initiative. Take initiative. If your brand includes taking initiative, you are going to increase your perceived value in the marketplace. For example, I just gave you all a hint. You'll need to nag Jonathan, get his business card. And if you don't have one, shame on him. Right? Get his email address. You write it down. Whatever. Get what it is you need. Take initiative to get what it is you need at this very moment. Because you may not have this chance again. Unlike the Federal Reserve Bank, where they try to keep people out, we allow certain people in at the station, but it is secure. At any rate, having initiative. When I was at Howard University, there was a point in time where you were required to take an internship as a part of your course curriculum. A year prior to that, I went to my advisor and said, look, all the Howard grads and broadcast management kind of look the same. We all look like the same bottle of water, right? And I said, I'd like to get a different kind of experience because Howard was blessed by having a television station on campus and an active commercial radio station on campus. And all broadcast management majors end up interning at one of those two places. So when we graduated, we all looked the same. We all looked like the sun, or we all looked like Ozark on the shelf. I wanted to look different. So I said, I'd like to pursue an internship somewhere else, off campus. And I got that look kind of like, do I trust you? And I told her, I said, look, I'll do whatever it is you need to know to confirm whatever it is I'm doing. She allowed me to do that. So there's a ceremony where they actually award you your internship. Congratulations, you're going to Howard TV, Howard Radio, Howard TV, Howard Radio, Howard TV. And they got to me and said, Mr. Abell, you go to WRC, the NBC station in Washington. All my classmates look just like you, looked at me, sort of like some of y'all look at me now, going, how'd you do that? I took the initiative to work my own plan and plan my own work. Number 4, who's got number 4? Envelope 4. Come on, we're going in order here. If you heard 3, you got 4, you know you're next. Okay, there you go.
Loud. Open. There.
It's just a piece of tape. Options. I tell my kids I have 4. Do whatever you need to do to have options. Do whatever it is you need to do to give yourself options. You put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, that's very risky. Okay? So as I approached graduation a year prior to, I began applying to graduate schools. You heard earlier I went to Columbia eventually. But I was also looking to start my career. Giving myself options, right? So well before graduation, I had an offer from ABC television in New York. Well before graduation. I also got accepted to my number 1 choice in graduate school, which was Columbia, as you heard earlier. I had options. I could do one or the other. No one was forcing me to do this because I had to, right? What I tell my kids is, you know what, if you don't have options, somebody's going to put a broom in your hand and say, go over there and speak for 4 for minimum wage. We need those people, but it doesn't have to be. Do whatever you need to do now to give yourself options. That will also increase the perceived value of your brand. Number 5. And if you don't want to listen to me now, you're going to want to listen to this one. How many of y'all are college bound at some point? I know there's a kind of mix, juniors, sophomores. Okay, this one's a key one. Number 5. Which one you got 5? Okay, there you go. Ask. Again, this is another attribute that you should have that will help you increase your value in the marketplace. Ask. Guess what? I don't know. There's 150 students in here now. You all have different goals and aspirations. I have no idea individually what it is that you want unless you tell me or unless I ask you. Here's the takeaway. In the old school, when you apply to college, you look forward to the envelope coming to your house. I'm going through that process right now with 2 of my youngest kids, and everything's on email. Email, apps, this, that, and the other. I miss the old days. I like licking a stamp and getting that thing in the mail, right? Well, old school, because that's what I'm from, when that acceptance letter came, it was real thick. It was a thick envelope. You could tell before you opened it. If it was a thin envelope, it was probably right? Thick envelope, acceptance letter. So I got my letter from Columbia, including, congratulations, welcome. Here's your financial aid package. Remember, I said this was something you want to remember. And I looked at it at that time, back in 19 whatever. Right? Columbia University ran about $65,000 a year. Now I know you'll go, well, hell, excuse my French. Baylor costs that now, because when my kids applied to Baylor, TCU costs that right now. Well, I didn't say now, I said back in the 19 whatever. Right? $65. A lot of money today, but guess what? It was a whole lot of money back then. It still is, right? Bottom line was, I looked down and I said, you know what? This is my first choice of universities that I want to go in and get my graduate school education, but I can't afford the deal as it is. I picked up the phone, I called the director of admissions and the director of financial aid, and I was in Washington, D.C. at the time, and I said, I'd like to make an appointment to come in and see you and talk about my admissions package. And they said, well, what is it? What is it? And I said, no. I want to come and see you in person. They insisted that I do it. I said, no, I'm willing to get on a train, come to New York, and I want to take an in-person meeting with you. So I did. Sat down at the meeting and I said, look, let me give you 5 reasons why you want me to come here as a student. Let me also give you 5 reasons why I really want to come here. Basically, I sold myself to them. And I said, the bottom line is I really want to come here, but I need a little bit more love. And I immediately got the objection. You got the package. It is what it is. I said, stop. I took the time and the initiative and asked for this meeting to come all the way down here from Washington, D.C., at least give me the courtesy of allowing me to leave and go back to Washington, D.C., and then you can reach out to me later with your final decision. So they went, okay. 2 weeks later, I got another letter in the mail, which was also very thick, from Columbia, with a sweet deal. I got more love, I got more money. Bottom line is, if you don't ask, you won't receive. I'm a sales guy, by the way. You can think of that part of it, the reward people, all that kind of thing. All right, the last envelope was about passion and perseverance. I know Ted has a lot of passion for you as students. I've worked with him for years and years and years on something called the Emma Bowen Foundation, right? You'll need to talk to him about that, because I do have an opening right now. One. But if you have passion in whatever it is you do, you will persevere and you'll end up with a better result. The last point is success. And the issue is, don't allow others to define your definition of success for you personally. When I left Columbia, one of the things they do with the graduates is they do a white paper. Where you go and who you're working for, how much money you make. Now, I just graduated from an MBA program, Ivy League, and all that fancy stuff, right? And a lot of graduates back at that time in the 19-something world, right? My graduating class was getting offers, from Wall Street, $150,000 plus $80,000 signing bonus. Is that a lot of money? Yeah. It's okay?
Money is money, I don't care.
Because you're straight. At any rate, the issue is that as I left Columbia, they interviewed me. I said, well, I'm going to CBS. I'm just going to work in sales. I got a guarantee of $35,000. That's a real number. And they looked at me and thought I was crazy. The bottom line was, I was doing what I wanted to do, regardless of the fact that the money was not what they felt was up to a Columbia graduate standards. Doesn't matter. Okay? What I would tell you is, within less than a year, I don't want to say this, I 2.5 times what the guarantee was, and the following year I doubled that. So in the end, I guess I'm GM long term, whatever. I'm making a pretty good. I'm actually paying for the Kia. I can make my Kia payments based on what I'm doing. At any rate, whether or not you choose to be an entrepreneur, which is self-employed, employ yourself, or work for somebody else, if you take to heart some of the things that I share with you today about building your brand, you will in turn build value in yourself that someone else is willing to pay a lot of money for. Thank you, because I know I'm running out of time. Gotta go. Good luck. Congratulations.
Oh my God.
All right, everyone. Dara, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. Your presentation is a powerful reminder about the importance of developing a strong personal brand. So, everybody give it up for Mr. D'Artagnan, baby. And Mr. Mark and Gavin, next. We have a special gift for Mr. Baby.
Hey, Mom. Hey, my team. They're recording. Okay. Switch the camera.
Again, we want to thank you, D'Artagnan Bell. He's actually my boss. Now, anytime I get the opportunity to thank him publicly, I always like to do that. I wouldn't be here in Houston if it were not for him bringing me here. And so we want to thank him for being here today. He has a very busy schedule, but to be here to give you guys this practical, real advice, we just want to thank him. So let's give him one more round of applause. All right, now we are going to move on. Okay, we are going to move on to the awards program. So are you guys ready for that part? Okay, well, we all know that we're going to be here today to award the best of the best. We're going to be recognizing many of you who have diligently put forth an impressive effort this school year and produced some outstanding results. So for that, we applaud each of you in advance. So what we're going to do, you can give yourself a round of applause. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to call up each educator one at a time to present his or her award. And each of you will have 5 minutes total. So we're running behind here, so we'll try to keep it pretty tight. So 5 minutes to present your awards. And we ask that each educator please step to the side for the photos. So after you have presented your awards, step right where those plants are and the banner there. Take your photos so we can move along. So we're not going to do a lot of photos up here. We'll move along. So first to present the awards will be Ms. Andrea Brown, radio broadcasting.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed lunch. Yes? All right, perfect. So, I have the awesome privilege of teaching radio broadcasting. I've taught many of you guys, and I'm really excited today to award some of you who have been exceptional over the last school year. And the first person that I would like to call up is Diabli also known as Beyonce. Diabli, you're on, stand right here. I'd also like to call up Miss Kasia Cozy. I would also like to call up Mr. Cameron Williams. Cameron, please come on up. Where's Cameron? Okay, and finally, I would like to call up Mr. Madi Bay. Madi, now all of these lovely students have been exceptional this entire school year, but I would like to congratulate Mr. Madi Bay on being my choice for best of the best. So congratulations, Madi. Thank you all for all of your hard work. And we are excited about the opportunities that you guys are going to have in the near future. Oh, Madi is receiving a $1,000 scholarship. Right? Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations, Madi. We are now going to move right along in our program. Next to present is Mr. Tyrone Dargan, narrative film and sports media. So, Mr. Dargan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the rousing applause. And of course, you guys are familiar with Star Wars, the theme music. We're currently in our class, we're going through some film history. And one of the phrases that they talked about is mise en scène. And the mise en scène is setting up the stage. And that includes the costumes, the sound, the lighting, all the different particular parts for it. And for these individuals that have met the criteria this year, that have gone out and beyond to provide services, to shoot, to create for us, we award you today. And those individuals, Okay. All right. For those individuals, one person is not here. He's on a graduation plan, and he wasn't able to make it. So that's Nathan Garcia. So he was not able to be with us, but he's out hustling. He's out doing independent contract work in his design practices. So we got Nathan in his absence. We have their pair. Nice meeting you. And that is the people who have kept the doors and lights open with the JYTV, our morning announcements and evening announcements. That is Kayla Bradshaw and Rashad Randall. Again, they're out collecting all the sun rays and vitamin D that they possibly can on the cruise, and we like to thank them for helping guide that program forward. Now, we have a balancing act, another dastardly duo, and this is the Achilles twins. Please come forward. These two young men are on the grind, they're the hustling, they're the bustling, they're doing that, what they call it, dying. As you can see it now, they're out working with the stabilizer, and they are always elevating our programs to the highest level. So we recognize them of the best, of the best, the best, the best, the best. And the best goes to, come on, drum roll. To the best. While she's doing the drum roll, they say in business and in life, in order for your programs to succeed, it's about what? People, 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 and people. All right? People. So the award winners for this year is a duo, and that is Rashad Randall and Kayla Bradshaw. When you guys see them, give a shout out. Thank you very much. Love y'all. Drop the mic.
You lame! Get on the stage!
Let me back up. There was a technical difficulty on my side. We're going to change that. They've already been awarded. Out of my personal account, out of the Darden Family Fund, they have received a laptop computer that's $385. It's a touchscreen Dell computer. They already received it, plus $300. Now, so when they went on this field trip, they had cash on hand. So that already went to them. The person that we have is an individual. That is going to be Nathan Garcia. So when we see that person, we're going to make that change and give that person, make sure as he goes on his way, that this funds will be able to help him with the equipment and supplies that he needs. All right, thank you very much, and God bless you. Drop that thing again.
Our next presenter is Mr. Harrington. Mr. Harrington is present for
I'm a god.
and he will also present Mr. Ronnie Morgan's Training Technology
A lot of what I try to teach, and I'm sure Mr. Morgan tried to teach that, is embedded in that song, Wake Up Everybody. Nobody can afford to go to sleep. Nobody can afford to go to sleep. And least of all, those who are just beginning this journey toward empowerment for themselves and their family. You have to be awake every day. You don't have time, or you don't have a whole lot of time to be on your phone. Hello. You don't have a whole lot of time to have your ears plugged up with music. Hello. You need to be studying, you need to be planning for your future every day, just like my speaker talked to you about. Because that was my speech. That was my speech. I'm extending it a little bit better now. But you have to wake up. Time for teachers even to wake up. To teach a new way. That's what's said in there. Let me get on with what I'm supposed to do, and you're going to have to forgive me because I'm filling in for Mr. Morgan. I'm not as familiar with his students as he is, of course. But the names that we do have for this position is Wellington, not here, Stovall, and Gabby.
Those are all seniors.
I take that back. Modern technology, stay off the phone, okay? Wilson, Rue, Stovall, Blackwell, Harrison, and Brazil is, I want all those people that I just named, if you're here, come up, have your picture made.
Stop.
And as you would know, Gabby is the scholarship winner. Then you come down to me. Come down to me.
Okay, Marty.
Come down to me. I like Destiny Carrier. Cody Weaver. Jamal Haney is not with us. And Mariah Wilson is not here with us today. Listen. These students most of these students that were nominated have already achieved some degree of success in the fact that they were artists in the Museum of Fine Arts Ion Houston, which is not easy to do. We are withholding the naming of the best of the best for a later time. Thank you very much.
All right, I want to say congratulations to you, Gabrielle, and congratulations to all of the people who received awards. Let's have all of you stand up just so we can see all the people who received Congratulations. Well, you know, lions symbolize courage, strength, and excellence, and it's easy to see why each and every student here today epitomizes the Gates Lion mascot. First of all, a lot of you showed up here, all of you showed up here today, and secondly, you showed out, and that is the way to appreciate you. Always glad to be here, and I hope you guys will invite me back. We also want to thank all of our sponsors here today and the Federal Reserve Bank once again. Let's give them a round of applause. And before you go, we want to make sure that you pick up your special Houston First gift bag. They'll be at the entrance or exit, I guess, as you all are leaving. Houston First, by the way, is another gracious sponsor today, so we are thankful for them. And in that swag bag, the Defender has also added a card with some information on signing up for the weekly GAM, and that means Give Me a Minute. It's in high school sports, and you can follow them and like them on social media, so you'll find that in your swag bag. And if you would like to participate in that video selfie that we were doing earlier, if you recorded one, and you want to participate and possibly get that money as a prize, remember to tweet your videos to the Defender. The @ is @Defender Network, and we'll use that hashtag JYSOC40 for 40th anniversary. And also, if you haven't done so, as we mentioned earlier, please take a moment to look at the Federal Reserve Bank historical exhibits down on the first floor, right outside of the security area, and you might want to grab your roll of money. Shredded money is. That's what we're talking about. Shredded money. A little souvenir.
You're funny.
But we're going to now call up Mr. Irvin once again, who's next to me, to join us for some concluding remarks, and we'll send you on your way.
All right. So before we conclude, we have to get to Mr. Martin and Gabby. They did an excellent job. So, as I close, I just wanted to say here briefly that, I mean, I know you guys get tired, you're younger, you don't like to hear folks talking to you for a very long time. I get it. You're in the seats for a while. Talk. I understand, different generation. But I do want you to understand, I want you to retain this, that when you hear people who don't attend Yates High School, who are not employees of Yates High School, who are not volunteers at Yates High School, and they say things like, oh, those kids are not learning over there, and they're not doing this, they're not doing blah, 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 X, Y, Z. You know it's false because, number one, we see you guys working every single day. Number two, You have people who are those volunteers, those parents, those students, the faculty, who are busting their butt every single day to put on events like this. Some of you all who attended the Maritime Banquet yesterday, some of you all attended the DROTC event, you know that we're out there working hard for you guys. And so people are investing in you at Yates High School, your parents, your relatives, people you know, and those who are volunteers who have helped the school that you may not see every day, like Mr. Baybell. People are making sacrifices and they're investing in you. So what we want you guys to do is to pay attention to what you have here, don't take it for granted, and go out there and compete, have tenacity and dedication, and do what we expect you guys to do, which is to be successful. So thank you for coming out, turning in your permission slip. We love you. We want to see you guys be the best that you can be. Thank you to the faculty, our guest speaker, Mr. Baybell, Fox 26, all the folks that donated, and especially to the two women who really kicked butt, which is Mrs. Margot Williams-Hubbard. And also, Mrs. Sunny Inside Giles, who is the CEO of the Houston Defender. And just really quick as I close, Miss Margot Williams-Hubbard. So you guys, we talk about film and video. She is the person who selected me for the 2011 Comcast Project Open Voice Competition. It was an $80,000 grant. I got an $80,000 grant to create an app. Now, out of the top 3, I didn't get the final, but it wasn't for her and her staff and crew and Comcast saying, hey, Ted Irving has a really good product. His brand is really good. We really like this concept of the app. I would not have received the $80,000 grant. So I'm telling you, there are people in here doing exactly, these teachers are doing exactly what Mr. Baybell is talking about branding. Mr. Carrington has his own business. He's been a photographer for many years, out working outside of Yates High School. Same with Mr. Dargis, same with Ms. Brown, Mr. Morgan. You have people really hustling. So again, thank you to everyone, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Wanna go pee? Let's go. My girlfriend like this. Just like you, Josh. I'm over there on the weekends. I'm gonna talk to her about that. And also, I took the huge science class last year, my first year.
Okay, now you can hear me. Can y'all hear me now? He can do that. Yeah, just hold on. We're going to get everyone together in order. And get your bags, and we're going to go down in order like you came up, and then go to the buses. Just hold on.
The AC, we had that. We had AC.
So, what we're trying to do at this point is we want everyone to come up to get a picture with Martin at Fox 26. So everyone can come up. We're going to have the crowd around. We may have to move some of these balloons so we get the shots. We want to get everybody up.
All my favorite
SOC picture.
It's too nice. It's not time for you to die. Dang, Bill was a big ass head. We were girl, we almost died. Oh, I need to post that video.
Wait, what? Just gonna take the picture. Just rewatch one of the videos. I had recorded what he said. Bro, you trying to come back and give me a hug? He said stop talking about it. Hold your hand.
Give me some.
Stop holding hands.
Who? Nice to meet you. We are the crew.
Yes. That's very good. I made up the name. I can't even see quickly. Get some.
He's a part of the crew. He just watching.
Are you standing last year?
Everybody come in. Let me see. Oh, wait, were you there? You in there? No, you weren't.
I'll wake my eye. It's kind of gay.
Watch out, bro.
I mean, both of them. We'll go to your gallery and see what the hell he said tag it in.
Oh my God, go find the video, please.
Okay.
I just don't need to look at my I never knew I was so famous. Dude, watch out, bro. Hey, man, get on my camera without the nonsense.
What's up playing me? Demetrius. Right?
I mean, focus that shit up a bit more. The microphone, remember, damn it? I mean,
you just everybody sitting up for the picture. Everybody get around.
Bro, get your hand out the way.
TC 3 days in a row. They've been out here working. They had the home boys banging. Then they had Marathon. Now they got SOC. Come on, louder than that. JLTC, come on. Thank you, SGM Evans.
Can you get a video?
I go hard. I go.
A
Hey,
I think hey, Johnson, do me a favor, move back.
Nigga, I am back.
I appreciate it.
Alright, everybody look this way.
No, we don't need no
Everybody, all right, guys, let's move. Go get in. Quickly. Let's go. Move. That's not moving. Let's move. Move. I had to move. In the corner, squeeze in a little bit, y'all.
Slide in, guys. Slide in.
All right, Mr. Irvin, come on, slide on in. Hold on. Scroll a little bit because you cover it. Video still rolling? Yeah. All right, on 3. You ready? On 3. All right, get ready. Don't start counting. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, kind of around. You're moving, Dad. You're moving. Come on. Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Thank you.
Anytime. Make that smile. There you go. All right.
Hey, hold up. Back door to the left. When we line up, single file, please. Back door to the left, single file.
Break it down. Power down.
Single file line, please. Because you didn't study, because you didn't prepare, right? And you know it, right? But those that walk in, pen ready to go, they have confidence, right? Part of preparing confidence is preparation, discipline, and flexibility. Who's got envelope number 2? What do you got? How many E's? Huh? 2 E's, that's all you got? You sure? Now what if there was $1,000 bill in it and you missed it? 3 E's, education, exposure, and experience. Again, if you add those to your attributes, it will help you. terms of your perceived value to somebody else. What I would tell you is that in terms of getting into the broadcasting industry, that initially, I had an interest in production. I wanted to be on the production side. Which is kind of Ted Urban's thing, right? For the most part. But through exposure, to real production that goes on in the real world, visiting stations, when I was a student, key operative word there, I realized that, you know what, I don't know if I want to be a technical director for 45 years. They make a good living, but you know what? Sit there go to camera 2, boom, go to camera 3, boom, fade to camera 3, boom. For 45 years, my mom turned to slush. Through another experience I had at ABC in New York, I worked on the executive level, and I looked down. On the 5th floor from above where we worked. And I saw some people that were very well dressed. Oh, like Jonathan, that's great. Nice suit you got on there. Jonathan, look at this guy. Fat. Jonathan ain't. You the channel or you ain't, right? He wears what I call a skinny guy suit, because I can't wear those. Not anymore. Anyway. I looked over the railing and I saw some people walk around in really nice suits. Really nice suits. And they seemed to come and go all the time. They weren't like tied together. There's some people called 9-to-5ers. Y'all know what a 9-to-5er is? Somebody goes in. 9 o'clock, punch the time card, sit down at the desk, work at that desk. Till the lunch horn goes off, 45-minute break for lunch, come back, work. Bingo, phone rings, 5 o'clock, time to go home. Right? It's called a desk job. In some cases, okay. I realized about myself that I was not interested in working on a desk job. I like these people down there, whatever they do. Turns out they were salespeople. They made the best money in the station. Now I'm saying, John,